Traveling solo can be exciting, but in some places it can be deadly. From violent crime to political unrest, these are the top 10 countries where going alone could be your biggest mistake. Venezuela is home to beautiful landscapes, from Angel Falls to Caribbean beaches, but behind the scenery lies a collapsing economy and one of the highest crime rates in the world. Widespread poverty has fueled violent robberies, express kidnappings, and assaults, especially in cities like Caracas. Solo travelers are easy targets, and even locals fear walking alone after dark. Police presence is minimal and corruption is widespread. Basic medical care is hard to find, and tourists are often advised to carry no valuables and avoid public transport. If you absolutely must visit, bring a guide and avoid going alone at all costs. Somalia remains one of the most unstable countries in the world. With ongoing civil war, pirate-controlled coastlines, and terrorist groups like Al-Shabaab, the risk level for foreigners, especially solo travelers, is extremely high. The capital, Mogadishu, is particularly volatile, and kidnappings for ransom are tragically common. The government offers little protection, and foreign embassies have minimal access. Infrastructure is severely lacking. Don't expect working ATMs, stable Wi-Fi, or even paved roads in some areas. If you go alone, there's virtually no one to help you. Most countries strongly advise against any non-essential travel here, for good reason. North Korea is less about physical danger and more about political risk. Tourists are constantly watched, and even small mistakes, like taking unauthorized photos or insulting a local leader, can lead to arrest, interrogation, or worse. There's no such thing as independent travel. You must be accompanied by government-assigned guides at all times. Going off-route is seen as a hostile act. While rare, solo foreigners have been detained for years over minor infractions. The terrifying part? Your embassy probably won't be able to help. This is not a place to take chances, especially alone. Afghanistan remains highly dangerous due to ongoing conflict, terrorism, and a weak central government. The Taliban controls large portions of the country, and attacks targeting foreigners are still common. Even the capital, Kabul, sees frequent bombings and abductions. Infrastructure is minimal. There are few functioning hospitals or safe roads. Solo travelers stand out and are seen as easy targets for extremist groups. Westerners are often viewed with suspicion or hostility, and it's nearly impossible to blend in. Even journalists and aid workers rarely travel without armed escorts. Going alone? Absolutely not. Yemen is in the middle of one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. The ongoing civil war has devastated the country, leaving its cities in ruins and its population in survival mode. Terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda and ISIS are active, and foreigners, especially those traveling alone, are at high risk of kidnapping or worse. Many parts of the country have no functioning police or medical services. There's also a major lack of food, water, and fuel. If something goes wrong, you're on your own. No solo traveler should ever set foot in Yemen right now. Honduras may boast stunning beaches and rainforests, but it's also known for extreme levels of gang violence, corruption, and poverty. The cities of San Pedro Sula and Tegucigalpa have some of the highest murder rates on the planet. Carjackings, armed robberies, and assaults are common, especially in remote or poorly lit areas. Solo travelers, especially those unfamiliar with the territory, are often seen as easy prey. Even locals avoid going out alone at night. If you don't speak Spanish or know the neighborhoods, you could walk right into danger without knowing it. While parts of Pakistan like Islamabad and Lahore are relatively safe, others, like Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and areas near the Afghan border, are extremely dangerous. These regions face frequent terrorist activity, targeted killings, and anti-government insurgencies. Foreigners, especially those traveling solo, have been kidnapped or killed in the past. The government itself restricts travel in certain zones. Also, cultural norms in some areas can be very conservative, making it difficult for outsiders to navigate local customs without causing offense. Going with a local guide is essential. Going alone is a serious risk. South Sudan gained independence in 2011, but has since been plagued by civil war, ethnic violence, and famine. The country is largely lawless, with little to no infrastructure. Armed militias roam freely, and gunfire in the streets is not uncommon. Foreigners are sometimes targeted out of suspicion or political resentment. There are almost no tourist facilities, and the few that exist are heavily guarded. Traveling solo here is more than dangerous. It's irresponsible. Even aid organizations send workers with military escorts. This is no place for independent adventure. Located in the heart of Africa, the Central African Republic is rich in natural resources, but torn apart by armed conflict. Rebel groups control much of the countryside, and attacks on civilians are tragically common. Even the capital, Bangui, is unstable. Kidnappings, assaults, and carjackings happen regularly, and law enforcement is almost non-existent. Humanitarian groups often suspend operations due to safety concerns. For a solo traveler, getting lost or stranded here could mean days or weeks without help. There are virtually no functioning tourist services. It's a war zone in disguise. Since the fall of Gaddafi in 2011, Libya has been in a constant state of unrest. Rival militias fight for control, and the rule of law is almost entirely absent. Tripoli and Benghazi see frequent armed clashes, and foreign nationals are often viewed as threats or bargaining chips. Even journalists are regularly detained. Airports may shut down without warning, and entire neighborhoods can become battle zones overnight. For a solo traveler, there is no safety net, no rescue, and no protection. Visiting Libya alone isn't brave, it's borderline suicidal. Not all adventures are worth the risk. Always research before you go, and remember, traveling smart means knowing where not to go alone. Hit like if you learned something, and subscribe for more smart travel tips.